I knew doing this was going to be a mistake, but I said I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it. I'm a man of my word. Alright, I ended up getting so many questions that I'm going to have to upload all of my responses in installments. Otherwise, you'll be sitting through an hour, maybe an hour and a half long video, and I don't think any of you want to do that. So this is the first installment, and with each of these installments that I upload, I'm going to include a list of the YouTubers that I responded to in the video description in case you have no interest in seeing me answer any questions other than your own. So, here we go. First one. Ludtke, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, asks, how did you not want to eat fast food during your weight loss? I'm 100% addicted to fast food, and it's difficult not to. Okay, I really did want to eat fast food when I started this whole process. About a year ago, most of my diet, and I'm sorry to say, it was comprised of fast food. I mean, like ordering pizza, rolling through the McDonald's drive-thru in a vehicle, not literally rolling like an Indiana Jones boulder, and buying beer. They were all parts of my daily routine. For me, the key was to gradually replace all of that junk with alternatives that were both healthful and tasty until I'd eventually replace them all. I started by replacing beer and soda with lemon water, teas, and juices. And now I just view food less as like a reward and more as fuel, just something I've got to do, but it still tastes good. Yeah, thanks for your question, Lee. I hope something I've said helps you, and good luck. Aqua Tiger 1987 asks, what are your favorite books? And then he put in parentheses, novels, comic books, manga, science, philosophy, etc. My favorite comic books are just all of Harvey P. Carr's American Splendor issues. Some of my favorite books are Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian, Ring Lardner's You Know Me, Al, J.D. Salinger's The Catcher in the Rye, 9 Stories, also by J.D. Salinger, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis, Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad, and A Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole. Cutter Mcdougal has a Talladega Nights reference here. Can you say I love crepes? Like the pancakes from France, not what you're thinking. I love crepes. I've said that, but I actually haven't tried them. I'd like to, though. Maybe I'll set up a P.O. box just so you can send me crepes. No, I'm not going to do that. You'll wipe parts of your body with them before you pack them up and ship them off to me. Or worse, you'll spray them with sodium cyanide. Sodium cyanide smells like almonds, you know. I don't know that from experience. I read a biography of a hitman, and that's what he said. That's what he said. It sounds like a sex joke now, doesn't it? Where are we? Jersey Too Tall 86 doesn't have a question, just a compliment. I wish you were as popular as Smosh and PewDiePie. Well, thank you, Jersey Too Tall 86. I hope you find some way to profit from your immense height. I'm sorry if you're really a dwarf and your channel name is meant to be ironic. A very impatient Slangbanger07 writes, look man, I know you're probably busy, but it takes you a while to reply. Well, at least you know why. No, you're giving me way too much credit. It's just that I don't like you. The Jerk Buster wants to know, do you like vegetable and chicken soup? I like vegetable soup, I like chicken soup, I like chicken soup with vegetables. I just like soup. I mean, as long as it's not too salty, it's served hot enough, and the vegetables are sliced to like an appropriate size. I don't like my potatoes and carrots like to be the size of charcoal briquettes. And I also don't like it when they're in just really tiny cubes. Mad Jack 821 proclaims, I like RoboCop 1. I like the first RoboCop movie as well, MJ. To this day, when I walk, like, I wish I made the sound RoboCop makes every time he takes a step. Actually, I'll let you in on a secret. When I have the house to myself, I do make the RoboCop noise with my mouth when I'm walking around. Ma S has several questions for yours truly. Here's the first one. What was the scariest experience you've ever had? I'd have to say it was when I almost drowned in a recreation center pool when I was a little kid. I was at the bottom of the deep end of this pool. I was unable to sprint to the surface, for another gasp of air, and I was like seconds away from either passing out or inhaling water when finally the lifeguard, who'd been flirting with some girl, cut into the water and saved my life. I ate cookies afterward, and I didn't talk about it to anyone for at least 10 years. Have you ever been in love? Yes. What are your most interesting or salient political and philosophical views? I only have one belief that you may find interesting. I truly believe that people with Down syndrome are actually superior beings from an adjacent dimension trying desperately to impart their knowledge to us, but they're just unable to break through the membrane that separates their own dimension from ours, and that by pressing against the membrane and trying to speak to us, that accounts for the reduction in facial details and for their voices being slightly muffled. How's that? Do you have any interest in getting married and or having kids? I would like to eventually wind up married, and if my wife, it would be a woman, sorry guys, if my wife wants to have or adopt children, yes, I would. What do you think of the current state of American culture? And then in parentheses, Ma S has written, it seems that you like a lot of older entertainment, so I have a sense that you might not be too happy with modern/contemporary American culture. Well, I'm a bit introverted, so I'm nestled into my own world most of the time, and whatever the culture is up to, it doesn't bother me. I just try to spot the humor in it. I'd like to be more into current stuff, but I look at it, and this is the case with a lot of music, I pick up on a formula, and then I can only look at it humorously, or like with a lot of TV shows, I see a patchwork of derivatives, which I don't think qualifies as anything groundbreaking, creative, or worthy of praise and awards, but yeah, I don't complain about it anymore. I just do my own thing. I find my own stuff to get excited about. Whether it's current or ancient, it doesn't matter to me. If it makes me happy, it's good enough. Are you an optimist or a pessimist, generally speaking? Up until a couple of years ago, I would say I was more of a pessimist, but now I'm optimistic, but I'm cautious. I'm always hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. That way I move forward and I pursue goals, but I'm never too disappointed when things don't work out as I'd hoped they would. If you could immediately raise the lives of 1,000 people from miserable to decent quality, or create 1,000 new lives, in parentheses, the original miserable people stay around and remain miserable, with the new 1,000 lives, they would be extremely happy. Which would you choose and why? I would choose to do the former because it's an entirely magnanimous gesture devoid of any apathy. The second option requires just as much apathy as kindness. I'm not capable of just not caring at all about the 1,000 suffering individuals I started with and was capable of helping. What are your 5 favorite books? Well, I've already covered that one. And then Ma S concludes by saying, sorry about asking so many questions. I've been watching your videos for a long time and think you're one of the best video makers on YouTube, so I want to learn more about you. No need to apologize at all, Ma S. Thank you for keeping up with me for such a long time. Thank you for the questions and for the kind words, and I hope I satisfied your curiosity about me. BraceForFail wants to know, why don't you ever come to Taco Tuesday anymore? It's because they switched to fat-free sour cream. Fat-free sour cream is horrible. It's as bad as like fat-free cream cheese. It tastes like some baking soda-based toothpaste. Bobby Bob writes, what is your ultimate goal for your YouTube career? Can you answer my question with your best Ultimate Warrior impression? I do a pretty good Ultimate Warrior impression, but I'm not going to do it for you because I'm out of cocaine at the moment, and black tea just doesn't give me the kick necessary to act like the warrior. My ultimate goal with my YouTube career is to make it a career. I'd like to make just enough money at it so that I could stop being a fluffer and quit my paper route. No, I just want to be able to pay the rent with YouTube money. Just want to make silly videos, and that's it. ThatOrangeGuyJ says, dude, I love you. I've been subscribed to you for years. I have to ask, what's the best thing to get at McDonald's? I'm not calling you fat, but in the past, what did you get? Well, first of all, ThatOrangeGuyJ, I thank you for having remained a subscriber for all these years, and you can call me fat. I don't care. My videos have been viewed over 17 million times. I think I've been called every invective there is, like in several languages, so no big deal. I really liked McDonald's breakfast. Like, I would usually order a sausage and egg biscuit with cheese, an orange juice, and 3 hash browns. Like, I loved McDonald's hash browns, those salty, greasy, crispy, like ovular patties. They were perfect for dipping in ketchup. Outside of the breakfast menu, I was a fan of the Big Mac, and from their dollar menu, I liked the spicy McChicken sandwich and the grilled onion cheddar burger. 333 Illusion asks, do you know if Frankenstein was circumcised, and would you be open to a collab video? I don't know. I don't know how Mary Shelley managed to write an entire novel about a man assembling another man without mentioning a single penis. I mean, whether it was the doctor's or the graveyard penis used for the monster. There's something you've never heard before. Graveyard penis. I mean, I'm sure that those two words have never been linked prior to me just saying that right now. As far as collaborating, I'm supposed to be working on a collab channel with another YouTuber, and I have a few other projects that I'm supposed to be working on right now, so I don't think I'm going to have much extra time. If, however, you'd like me to film like a short cameo for one of your upcoming uploads, just send me the details and we'll work it out. Aloysius Watkins wants to know thoughts on Zyzz, Z-Y-Z-Z. Not gonna lie, prior to reading your comment, like, I had no thoughts on Zyzz because I'd never heard of him. I had to Google him. It turns out he was a Russian-born Australian bodybuilder who attained like a cult following through videos he posted on YouTube. He died in 2011 at the age of 22. while vacationing in Thailand. The cause of death was a congenital heart defect. I didn't know the man. I've never watched one of his videos. I've never even seen a tribute video to him, but I now know who he was, and I'm mentioning him in one of my own videos, so I guess his fame was far-reaching, and he did leave some kind of a legacy. He did something with his life that mattered to a lot of people, and I hope I'm able to do that with mine. spaceorbison writes, should I learn C before learning Java? Computer language is not one of my fields of expertise. Actually, I don't have a field of expertise. I'm not an expert at anything. I'll just say drink Java, but don't call it Java. Alright, Kiana Lopez wants to know, what music do you listen to that we'd be surprised by? With music, I'm like all over the place. 1 second I'll be listening to NWA, and like the next I'll be listening to some soft 90s alternative like Matthew Sweet or the Asexuals. I don't know what kind of music most of you would expect me to listen to. When I had the long hair and the beard, most people assumed I was like all about metal. But yeah, I mean, I listen to pop rock, alternative, like weird mashups, classical, a lot of soundtracks. I love Bach, Prokofiev, like Elvis, Sam Cooke, the Ramones. I love Phil Collins as much as Patrick Bateman. Kiana Lopez has a few more questions here. What are your favorite TV shows / movies? I didn't end up seeing a single movie that was released in 2013. I mean, I'm kind of ashamed to say that, but not really. Nothing really appealed to me. Well, I would have liked to have seen Inside Llewellyn Davis in theaters because I'm a big fan of the Coen brothers and F. Murray Abraham. But yeah, there just really aren't. There aren't even any current TV shows that I'm really into either. I mean, I like the Colbert Report. I did like Eastbound and Down until that 3rd season. My favorite guilty pleasure on TV right now is definitely Steven Seagal, Lawman, the 3rd season. Once I start like watching an episode of Frontline, I can't turn it off. That's a pretty addictive show because it's narrated by the same guy who narrates those Dos Equis Most Interesting Man in the World commercials. And that guy has just the most mesmerizing and haunting voice since Robert Stack. Like my all-time favorite movies are Frankenstein, the 1931 version, RoboCop, Alex Cox's Repo Man, and probably Ernest Goes to Jail. I mean, those movies are just in my DNA. My all-time favorite shows are The Adventures of Superman, Honeymooners, The Simpsons, everything before season 9, Gomer Pyle, USMC, and there are lots of others, and it's just so hard to narrow it down to all-time favorites. Okay, Kiana also wants to know, who is your celebrity crush? I don't have a celebrity crush. I really don't. Like, at this time of my life, I honestly would rather shake Sir Christopher Lee's hand, sit down beside him on a park bench on a nice autumn afternoon and listen to him talk about his own life. I'd rather do that than have sex with like Amber Heard, Scarlett Johansson, Megan Fox, and like Kate Upton, like every night of the week for 5 weeks straight. Which I guess maybe that makes Sir Christopher Lee my celebrity crush. By the way, I know all of those women are subscribed to this channel, so I'm sorry, ladies. I mean, the dude played Dracula. He played golf with Ian Fleming. He's the most interesting human being alive right now. Kiana also wants to know, do you have any wisdom to pass on to the younger generation. I'm only 30, Kiana. Have I already left the younger generation? Good. I like what Jack Nicholson once said, and I'm paraphrasing here, but this is pretty close. He said, "My advice is don't give anybody advice because they don't take it anyways." And then Kiana concludes by saying, "P.S. You look great. Glad you're in good health. I don't understand why some people think how funny someone is can be affected by their weight loss." And then she made the little like wink face with the tongue hanging out of the mouth there. Well, thank you very much, Kiana. I do appreciate you saying that, and I feel the same way. I don't believe guys like Jackie Gleason, John Belushi, John Candy, or Chris Farley would have been any less hilarious had they lost lots of weight. Seed456 writes, "Hi, just set up my Google Plus account in order to ask that, so you better answer me. So here it goes. Don't touch my ice cream, Norman. It's for the kitty. Also, where's candy from the candy jar? I counted them, you little fat bastard. I know you took at least one." He's quoting, he or she, I don't know what gender Seed456 is, but Seed456 is quoting some older videos of mine, and now they say, "But seriously now, where is Crazy Dirty Fatso official music video? I can't find it anywhere these days. Also, will you make another music video? Thanks." No problem, Seed456. I'm glad you liked it, but like the thing is, I don't want anyone else to run into that one. Like for a long time, I made YouTube videos like late at night when I was angry and drunk, and I know that's how a lot of you liked them, and I will always appreciate you, but I just don't want to do it like that anymore. My videos have been viewed over 17 million times, and yet I don't even have 13,000 subscribers, because most of the people who found my channel, they were repulsed by it. And I'm not saying that their opinion is valid and yours isn't. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying I want to make more money, and I also want to be able to share my content with family, friends, and co-workers, and not have them think of me as a creepy maniac. I rode that wave for a while, and it was fun while it lasted. It gave me what I needed back then, but I'm sorry, new era, new approach. XcomProbo writes, "Hey Josh, one question I always wanted to ask. Could you say hello to your grandma for me?" Were you quoting Biff from Back to the Future there? YourAids asks, "What are your favorite horror movies?" Frankenstein, the 1931 version, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, The Invisible Man, Horror of Dracula, Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed, Black Christmas. The originals, by the way. I mean, the horror genre is the one that's just most mined for remakes here. So if I say a title, assume it's the original, okay? Black Christmas, the original. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Flesh and the Fiends, The Haunted Strangler, Devil Rides Out, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Creepshow, Creepshow 2, John Carpenter's The Thing, Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, An American Werewolf in London, The Dentist 2, Brace Yourself, it's the best title ever, Pumpkinhead, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, actually A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. There's quite a few. I know I'm forgetting a lot. Maxx Edwards wants to know, do you know of the progressive rock band Yes? If so, what's your favorite album? But if not, what are your favorite musicians? Hi Max, yes, I am familiar with Yes. Symphonic Live is one of my favorite concert DVDs, and my favorite album of theirs is probably their third studio album, the Yes album. I love the song Starship Trooper.